Hey guys, so it's part two of our little operations video here on the north side of the Orange County, California layout here. And if you've watched the other operations, the prior one on my channel there, we had our GP38 Southern Pacific patched, UP patched 588 pulling out after doing two industries here on, I guess this would be the east side of the layout, or at least the this side of the layout. But we had a problem there because he was pulling out with a box car that he had picked up and broke down. So to the rescue is the SD40T-2 Union Pacific. This is a brand new locomotive. I just got it the other day, and it has come in to take over for the GP38. So it has actually pulled the box car and placed it out onto the main line and then pushed our broken down GP38 over here into the railroad right-of-way over by Royal Plywood, and it's going to take over duties for the remainder of the session here for operating. So let's get her fired up here. All right, we're going to let her get warmed up and then head on out. All right, so the first order of business is to pick up that box car that we dropped off. That's Santa Fe sitting there in the background, and that's on the main line. We're going to go ahead and, oh, I'm sorry, it's not that one. It's actually sitting behind the tree. Oops. But we're going to pick up the box car that was initially picked up from Shasta Beverage. There it is. Now it's in the background there. It's the BNSF box car. And we're going to push that one all the way through the turnout, past Royal Plywood, and back onto the main line behind the turnout where the runaround comes back together, because we're going to be taking that back once we're done, along with the other pickups that we're going to be doing. And I think we've got a couple of pickups already on the main line, and that's one of the tankers and I believe one or two other box cars. So the new locomotive here, again, is it's an EMD SD40T-2 from Scale Trains, and it just came in the other day, so I figured I'd throw it into the operation sessions right away. Really enjoying it. Very, very nice looking locomotive. Lots of detail. And in the next layout update, I'll take a closer look at the new locomotive too. So if you are new, go ahead and subscribe. I know a lot of people I see watch the videos but are not subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell button there to get notified when I post new videos. I do regular operations videos and layout updates throughout the week. All right, we're through our street crossing here. We've got to stop and let the conductor actually switch the turnout there to the left. And we'll drop the boxcar just past the turnout and then head back along the runaround to pick up the remaining boxcars that are going to be, well, we got some boxcars and we got one tanker that are going to be going into Southern Wine and Spirits. We'll spot those. And then we've got another pickup and drop off at Royal Plywood. And there you can see Southern Wine and Spirits just on the right side of the street there. You can see one of the loading doors. 3 cars are going into that industry, 2 boxcars and a tanker. And there's a couple of our other pickups there. I thought it was a boxcar, but it's actually the hopper and the tanker. Those were picked up by the Southern Pacific GP, or former Southern Pacific, at GP38 before it broke down. So we'll get around our drop-offs here. Come back onto the main line, and if you remember from the last operations video, I was going to really call it 2 main lines here instead of a runaround, because I have industries that come off of both of the tracks. And actually, I think I called them the wrong thing in the last operation session. I was calling this one that we're on currently the east side, and the other one in the foreground the west side, but actually it's at the opposite. So we're currently on the west side main line. We've hooked up to our string of cars, and those 2 first box cars, the Golden West Service and the rail box with the graffiti on it, those are the 2 that are going to be put into Royal Plywood. And then we've got the tanker, the aqua / green colored boxcar, and then the Santa Fe. We're going to pull back so that we can get past the industry turnout there. Watch the trees, conductor. I might have to take some scissors to the top of that, make a little room for the big hairy conductor arm. And we'll stop before we get to the yellow flag. That's the derailleur. Conductor will get out and remove the derailleur. And then just off to the left there, you can see the blue flag. That's the industry flag. That's going to get removed by the industry representative. He's got hairy arms too, just like the conductor. So 3 spots at this industry, 3 cars going in. And you can see the little red flag sitting on top of the building right there. That's what I'm using for brake or chalk. This section of the industry spur has a little bit of an incline, especially for cars that have rather new or very clean wheels. They tend to want to roll down a little bit. So I have that on top of the industry just for storage, but I don't think we use it here this time. All the cars are pretty worn, and I guess that's a good thing about having slightly dirty tires or wheels. I tend not to be affected as much by a small little incline. And we've got our first car spotted at the door. We'll do our second one. And the couplers on the tanker, for some reason, are a little finicky. That one seemed to come off pretty good. Actually, I think I have to adjust my skewer. I have two of them. I have one that's the green and red, yellow one. That's a wooden skewer. And sometimes I actually use it for placing trees, or at least I have been. So the tip of it gets a little broken and I need to shave it off again. Alright, Shasta Beverage is done. Now on to Royal Plywood there. The industry rep is putting his blue flag back out. And the conductor is putting the derailleur back on. So we're pulling back out onto the west main line here, and you can see the track in the foreground there. That's the spur that runs into the East Side Industries here. So we're going to have to go all the way past the turnout, get onto the East Side main line to get onto that spur. If you notice the big building with the black roof there in the foreground, that's Shasta Beverage. It may look slightly different from the last operations video. It ended up adding in some siding to it, printed out a couple of photos along with windows and front door sort of section. Again, we'll see that in depth on the next layout update. Alright, so we're coming into Royal Plywood here through our little wooded area that helps separate the well, generally this is the north side of the layout, which I've been doing operations on, mainly because it's the only area that's scenic, but we're kind of sitting on the south, looking to the north here. So Shasta Beverage there is the north, most northern part, and Royal Plywood here is the southern part. So conductor has switched the track there for us, and the industry rep from Royal Plywood has removed their blue flag. And we have one pickup here, so we're going to grab that pickup, back up, and then push it forward into the railroad right-of-way, which is the track right there in front of the boxcars. And that's where our broken down GP38 is currently sitting, waiting for the repair crew to come out. One little issue here, we have to push the GP38 a little bit farther in, because we're going to take that rail box car that we're picking up, and we're going to push the GP38 with it so that we get enough clearance so that we could drop off our blue Golden West and heavily weathered, graffitied rail box car off at Royal Plywood. We're going to have to increase our power output here to get that GP38 pushed forward a little bit. And obviously in real life here, it's not really broken. And I don't have it set up as a consist with the Union Pacific SD40. So don't mind the big imaginary hand helping it along just a little bit. And actually once I got it going, it really didn't need too much of a tug. Alright, we've disconnected our pickup. Let's go ahead and drop these two cars off. You can see the very bright ditch lights on the front of the locomotive there. Can't wait to start weathering it up a little bit. I'm not quite sure how heavy I'm going to go. But it will get a little weathering at least. Alright, so all of our drop-offs are complete. We just need to come back in there, pick up our boxcar, and then head back out onto the west side main line to pick up all of our pickups. And if you're fairly new to the channel, the videos, the layout models a Union Pacific line that runs from Los Nitos Yard in southeast LA, roundabout. The line runs into Orange County near Anaheim, curves down into central Orange County, and eventually ends up at a dead end at Huntington Beach. And that's what the layout is modeling here. And so this whole section that we've been watching here, you can see the train comes in from the very right there, out of the yard from Los Angeles, comes into Orange County. And this whole section here, all of these industries are real industries in the real world that have been sort of massaged and adapted to fit into the space constraints here. So we have to stop here because the conductor neglected to switch the turnout coming out of the industry spur right there. He switched that over for us and is riding the back of the boxcar here. So we will be picking up our tanker, the hopper, and that BSNF boxcar all the way off to the left, off screen, that we dropped off at the beginning of the video here. And you can see I take my time here, and even though this video is roughly about 21 minutes long or so, just to do really two industries, by following sort of the rules of real world, you know, where we're stopping to assume that the conductor is running out and checking the connections and hooking up the air hoses, going out and removing the derailleurs, talking to the industry rep and having them remove the blue flags and stuff like that. You can have quite a long session, and even though this is edited for video, I probably spent about a total of 40 minutes or so putting this together, or at least, you know, running the session. And that includes some of the repositioning of the camera. So, but I think for half an hour you could absolutely have a lot of fun with a small layout. So guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new. Hope you enjoyed that. Till next time, take care. Bye.